Hi there, welcome to this video. In this video, we will discuss the international clients toolkit, and this is going to help you get international clients. So please pay full attention, and might be this training might last for around 30 minutes. So stay focused on this training. This is the only training that is required to get international clients in the next 6 months. So let's start. Five things that we will cover in this training. Number one, problem with desi clients. So you might be working with local clients as of now, and we will discuss what are the problems that you might be facing and tell me if you relate to this. Next one is mindset to get international clients. So getting international clients is easy only if you have the right mindset in place. Number three is building an offer. So once you have decided that you want to get international clients, it's important to understand what kind of an offer is required to get international clients. See, it's easy to get clients, but if you don't have a good offer, it's not easy. Next is niches. So let's talk about it. Like, if you don't have a good niche and you don't have a good offer, it's not going to work. So we will discuss those. Apart from that, there's client acquisition methods. So I'll tell you what are the three client acquisition methods that work really well, and then you can decide which one suits you. Apart from this, there are two bonuses. One is the onboarding template that you get as a part of this training. The second one is the client dashboard template that you also get as a part of this training. The client dashboard template is a simple Notion doc, also the onboarding template. These are simple Notion docs. If you are just a beginner, these will help you to use for your client onboarding or for client dashboard without investing money in expensive tools. That's the only purpose of these tools, and I used it when I started. So let's start. The problem with desi clients. So there's no hate for clients. However, the main problem with desi clients is they can't really pay as high as American clients. Do you agree? I hope you do, right? That's a fact. You can't deny it. Biggest Indian IT companies realized this quickly when they started and pivoted to work with foreign companies. So, a lot of foreign companies or a lot of IT companies in India like Infosys, TCS, Wipro, and so many more always work with foreign clients. Now they also work with Indian companies, like biggest Indian companies, but they started as foreign working with foreign companies, right? The advantage of India is cheap labor, right? Do you agree? This is because there is a lot of supply of people due to population. However, there's not enough demand yet, and that's why the labor is comparatively cheap. Let's face it, right? There's a lot of population in India, and there are not a lot of opportunities for the people, and that's the reason why it's very cheap. The pricing in India is one of the most important reasons why you need to stop working here. The clients will pay you very less money and still expect you to perform at the best. Have you faced this issue, right? That they are paying you around 25,000 and you're expected to work maybe more than 8 or 10 hours a day. They keep messaging you even on your holidays, even on your weekends, and at the end of all this, they won't really be satisfied with the output that you get them. Have you ever faced this kind of situation? Think of it. Now, overall, it's quite difficult to scale working with Indian clients due to low margins and difficulty in scaling operations with such a low margin. So, you are getting clients for 25,000, which is around $300, right? Now, what kind of margin do you have when you're doing this thing? Whereas if you're working with international clients, the margin is pretty high. Let's discuss this. So let's just compare the above scenario with international clients. Okay, for exact same deliverable, whatever you are doing for Indian clients, just do it for international clients, An American client will pay you around $1,000 minimum. Okay, that's the minimum. And this is because of PPP, which is purchasing power parity. You need to start using it and make an advantage of it. Earning in dollars and spending in rupees is the best combination ever. Okay, so check out this below picture, that how much is the buying power of 25,000 in US. Okay, so it's around $1080, right, which is around $1,000. Like I mentioned, you're working with international clients and you're charging same amount, which is $1,000, which is equivalent of $300 for them. So you're working in India, you're charging $300, which is 25,000 approximately. You're delivering the exact same thing to US people and you can charge as high as $1,000. Now that's not a lot of money for those folks based in US, but when you're bringing that $1,000 or around 92,000 rupees according to this picture over here, imagine you're bringing 92,000 rupees, okay, instead of 25,000. Now you have got a lot of margin, okay, and you can scale a lot more. So it equals to around $1,000 approximately, which means if you're asking for 25,000 rupees in India and $1,000 in US, it's going to have a similar effect, as US people earn a lot more as well. Also imagine the kind of margins you get working with high ticket clients in US. I have myself closed clients for 3,000, 5,000, or $7,000, and it's not that difficult. While I don't usually like to flex or show revenue numbers, however, please check the below screenshots. This is one of the screenshot of $2,000 I received from an international client. This is another international client, around $1,850 received on Payoneer. Then there's one more around $1,250 from Stripe, and you can see the conversion around, like this one is around 2,08,000 rupees that I received. That's from single one client. Okay, so you can see this is for one client that I closed with Upwork. Now I don't generally prefer working with Upwork, but here's one from $750 working with international client. Here's one more for $2,500 that we used Upwork as an escrow payment method. So seeing these numbers, you should think if Sagar can do it, so can I. That's the spirit required. Managing one international client for $1,000 is so much better than managing three Desi clients at 25,000 each. Do you agree? I hope you do. Okay, so imagine you're having three clients, okay, at 25,000 rupees each. Don't you agree that there will be a lot more operations that need to be handled when you compare it with US people, right? There's only one client that you need to speak to on a daily basis. Imagine working with three clients and imagine working with one client. What's easy, right? Now, not only is it about stress, operations, and workload, but also a satisfaction of taking your business internationally. I hope I have been able to convince you. Now, let's think of building a convincing offer. Okay, so building an offer. Closing clients internationally isn't just about going out and DMing people. If you don't have the right offer, even the best ones won't buy it. So building a good offer, aka no brainer offer, is very important. So, what consists of a no brainer offer? Well, from what I have learned building and selling multiple offers throughout the years, is that a no brainer offer is an offer that gives the client lowest possible risk. If your client feels there is a risk of loss, he is not going to buy it. Do you agree? If the client thinks there is any kind of risk, he is not going to buy it. The risk can be of any type. It can be of losing his time, money, or even reputation. So, if there's a risk of loss, he is not going to buy it. The risk can be of losing his time, money, reputation. I am repeating this again. Mitigate the risk and the client will be yours. So you just need to eliminate the risk of whatever type the client can think of and just eliminate it, and once you have eliminated the risk, the client will be yours. That's as simple as that. Let's start with how to do it. Firstly, get your agency established in US. Okay, so you need to get your agency established in US. Maybe not today, but someday for sure. Once you close your first ever international client, go ahead and set up an LLC. Indians have a bad reputation with a lot of US people, especially the blue collar or local businesses, thanks to scammers from Bangladesh and Pakistan that scam US people as Indians. So, getting yourself an LLC is the best thing you can do. This builds automatic trust. Think of it, if two people are selling you the same thing, will you buy it from an Indian person or from a foreign person? I personally would buy it from an Indian even if it is 15 to 20% costlier than a foreign guy. But what if both are having a company registered in India? Now, you might say it depends upon the cost. That's my point, okay? So, if the company is registered in US, it builds trust. This should be your first and most important task. It only takes around $150 to $200 to set up a company in Wyoming, and also helps with getting payment gateways, and you are safe as well. Okay, so clients won't take you lightly, right, regarding the payment terms or ghost you after you have delivered the work. Also, this shows you are serious about your business. The next thing is building a no-brainer offer is guarantees, case studies, or both. So when you're building a no-brainer offer, what is required is number one is mitigating the risk of loss, the loss of risk. The second is building guarantees or case studies or both, right? Now, if you have absolutely no case studies or past client results, you need to have a guarantee. You need to have a guarantee. Without having any type of guarantee, it's not going to work. It is moral and ethical. Almost 90 to 95% of your clients would never ask you for a refund if they see you have put in the efforts but couldn't get them the results. Next thing you can do is leverage the case studies of other people. Collaborate or hire someone who has worked in the industry that you want to target and get their case studies. Note, please don't steal the case studies, okay? If you promise them that you will work with them, then please follow it. Else, you will struggle to get results and the client will leave you. This not only gets you negative reputation but also demotivates you to get more clients. Getting 3 to 5 initial case studies should be your main goal. Now, there's a note that students who are a part of my coaching can leverage my personal case studies. That's also an option for people that work with me. Now, the niche. So, niche is the most important part of this game, other than the offer part that we just discussed. A bad niche with a good offer doesn't exist. Try to understand. Read that again and try to understand. A bad niche with a good offer doesn't exist. If your focus is on selling to the poor people, it's not gonna work for a long time. Poor people don't have enough margins to pay you good money. Imagine you asking $2,000 from a person who's making around $5,000 per month. That's a staggering 40% of his income. Obviously, he will be reluctant to pay you any money. Now, imagine you go and work with a person that's making around $20,000 per month. Can he pay you $2,000? Yes, it's just 10% of his income, and it doesn't really matter if he loses the money experimenting different things. Choosing a niche where your potential clients have the financial capacity to invest in your services is crucial for sustainable business growth. It's important to target clients who have the means to afford your pricing comfortably without feeling financially strained. So, if you're going and working with someone who's just making around $5,000 and asking him $2,000, $3,000, he's not going to be able to pay you, right? But if you're going and asking someone making $25,000 for around 2,500 as well, it's just 10%, right? He can pay you. So try to understand this. Go to a niche, choose a niche with higher profit margins. Go to a niche that has higher deal sizes. If you're working with similar people who have higher deal sizes, then you can make more money. By catering to a niche with higher income brackets, you are more likely to find clients willing to invest in your services without hesitation, leading to a more stable and successful business model. I talk about this in more detail in my coaching Agency Growth Catalyst. I also help you choose a niche that suits your business. Client acquisition methods. So there are only three ways of acquiring clients. Only three. Okay. So there's outbound, which is around cold outreach. There's inbound, content and referrals. And the third method is ads. That's it. So you think there's different methods, but there are only three. Now, how you should start as a beginner? Number one is you should start with cold outreach. So this includes all type of cold outreach methods like cold calling, emails, DMs, door to door. Everything is in the first method, which is cold outreach. Once you have started getting clients from this method, go on to the next one, which is doing content around the results that you have got from your first method, right? And you will also start getting a lot of referrals because now you have got good case studies, and that also helps you get good referrals because your clients that are getting good results will always and obviously refer it back to you. So they pay back in this way. Okay, the third method is ads. So ads is the last part, which is required only to scale to the next level once you have got good results and you have a team in place, you have operations in place. Once you have all of those things, then and only then you will start using ads. Firstly, start with cold outreach. So that's the method. Cold outreach is the only primary focus for you if you're just starting out. So best client acquisition methods. It really depends on your niche and offer. However, cold emails is the best outreach method. There's enough database available that we can scrape and use to reach out to the highly targeted prospects with precision. There are tools like Apollo that help a lot in getting leads that we would like to work with. Okay, so Apollo is one tool that helps you get database of all type of people, and it has multiple industries, and you can get database from there for targeting international people, right? International clients. You can use the filters on Apollo to target companies making 51 to 200 employees, right? Having 20 to 50 employees. So you can target those type of people if you have Apollo. The next thing is Instagram DMs that works best when it comes to outreaching to coaches. So cold email is not going to work for you if you're trying to reach out to coaches. Okay, this is because coaches cannot be found that easily in these databases. So Instagram DMs work really well because coaches are often creating content online, and these people have their Instagram profiles very much like these profiles on Instagram are pretty much good, optimized, well optimized, and then you can use those profiles, like reach out to those profiles, and you will see that they are already trying to create content and trying to get more results with Instagram. So when you go and pitch them something else, it's pretty easy to close those type of people. Facebook groups also works really well for targeting coaches, and it also works really good when you want to target local businesses. So there's a lot of local business groups, let's say for solar. Okay, so you will find people having Facebook having groups for solar or for HVAC, and you can go and reach out to those people, join those groups and reach out to those people. Using cold emails, you can easily book 10 meetings per month. If you're reaching out in US, on average you can book around 10 meetings per month minimum, if you're just starting out, and get around 2 clients per month. But if you're reaching out in India, you can get as high as 10 meetings per day. uh, in my coaching, we help you build and implement these cold outreach systems that get results. Okay, so people like Anjan, Vikas, Nilesh, Adarsh have closed their first ever $2,000 client with these methods, and they continue to scale. Setting up the foundation is really what matters, right? So the foundation is the main thing. Investing time into proper training and investing time into proper training for your team on these methods can significantly increase their effectiveness and success rate in client acquisition. So once you start, your client acquisition is not going to be that good. Okay, it improves over a period of time. It takes 1 to 2 months, maybe 3 months, for you to start getting results with those client acquisition methods. But once you start getting results, you can scale it easily. Let's say you are getting results now and you are sending 500 emails, just scale it to 1000, just scale it to 2000, and you will keep getting those results that you are already getting. Consistently monitoring and adjustment of your outreach strategies are essential for maximizing results and reaching your business goals. So if you are not consistently modifying the scripts, modifying the lead magnets, modifying the offer, or modifying the industries, you are not going to get results on a continuous basis. You might get certain results and then you stop. It's not going to work that way. Outreach needs to be done for every single day, Monday to Friday, every single day, for the next 6 months or 1 year, and I promise you will be so rich using these methods. Okay, so you need to have continuous monitoring and adjustment of your outreach strategies. By adapting and refining your approach based on the feedback and performance data, you can continuously improve your client acquisition methods and achieve scalable growth in your business. Like I mentioned, you need to refine your approach a lot of times, because let's say one thing works for one industry, it's not going to work for the other industry. So that's the reason why you need to understand that continuous improvement is required. Tools. So there's this list of tools that I use and I will prefer or suggest you to use for yourself as well. So the number one tool is Apollo.ai. Oh, sorry, it's Apollo.io, I think. Yeah, it's Apollo.io. Okay, so this is the tool that you should use for getting the database. Okay, you want to reach out to the US people but you don't know how to do that, just go and use Apollo.io. The second tool is instantly.ai for sending emails. So let's say you want to send emails, you want to outreach, you get the database from Apollo. Now you want to reach out to these people. Okay, there are two methods. You also get their number so you can call them, and the second method is sending emails. Okay, so if you want to send emails, the best tool that I would recommend is instantly.ai. Third tool is gamma.app, which I am using currently for building case studies and decks. So you should have a deck in place and you should have case studies in place that you can just share with your prospects or show them on over a call. So gamma.app is really good for this. The fourth tool is clay, but this is only required in cases where you want to scale and you can afford, because clay is a lot more expensive, right? The fifth is Bouncify. This is used for cleaning the email database that you get from Apollo. The next one is store leads. This is specifically for e-commerce database. So if anyone of you watching this training, you are targeting e-com companies, store leads is what's required for you to get more results. Clutch for marketing agencies. So let's say you want to target marketing agencies, then Clutch is the best place because you will get a lot of marketing agencies from there. Then there's Google Maps and Yellow Pages for scraping local businesses. Let's say you want to target local businesses based in US, then Yellow Pages works really well. You can just scrape it. There's Google Maps that works really well. You need to scrape it as well. Then there's Google Workspace for email setup. So you need to set up a lot of email accounts, and for setting up all that you need Google Workspace. Okay, once you have Google Workspace, or there are people who use Outlook as well, I prefer using Google Workspace nowadays. So once you have set that up, you can start reaching out to people using Google Workspace. The next one is Poke One. This is used to buy domains. Now you might not know this if you're just used to doing outreach in India, that there's a lot of domains that you need to buy in order to reach out to international prospects. That's the entire email setup that we help you do in the coaching. But if you want to do it yourself, then you can buy the domains from Pokepun. I recommend it. It is one of the cheapest places that I have got my domains from, and it's a lot cheaper when you compare it with GoDaddy. Then the next one is system.io for VSLs. So you want to have a landing page, right, for your agency. So use system.io. It is free and it works really well if you're just starting out. Then there's this card.co that you can use for VSL. I used to use it earlier. I use FlexiFunnels. But you can also use Go High Level. That is also a good tool that you can use. The next is Calendly. This is used for calendar, for booking meetings with your international prospects. Integrate it with Zoom and then use it for booking meetings. So the 13th and the last tool is Zoom for meetings. Okay, so there are more tools actually. The 14th tool I would say is the payment method, which is Payoneer or Wise or Stripe. So these are the three payment methods that I would prefer you use. Apart from this, there's wire transfer that works really well, but it takes a lot of time. And if you set up a company in US, it's going to be easier for you to use Stripe, Wise, Payoneer. Also, I think you might be able to use Mercury as well. So apart from this, that's the end of the training, but you can get huge discount on Apollo, and you also get the entire database of store leads as a part of my coaching program, which is Agency Growth Catalyst. So if you would be interested to know more about my coaching or book a call with me, just email me on my personal email ID sagargosavi77@gmail.com. That's it for this training. Please email me and let me know what you think of this training, and let me know if this training has helped you. If you would be interested in joining my coaching, just email me and let me know. And yes, you can also ask me any questions. You can just email me and ask any questions if you have. Thanks for joining this training. I hope this training helps you a lot. Also, the next bonus, that is the onboarding tools, right? You get it as a part of this, and just email me if you have watched till here, and I'll send you the number 2 bonus, which is the client dashboard templates. Thank you.